Hey everybody, I am Tammy. I'm the Siberian Wind. You might have seen me stalking a few of your other quilting gurus and celebrities, and I would like to thank you so much for joining me. I have been quilting almost 20 years, but I've been sewing for over 30. I started out in garment sewing. I learned from one of the best. If you looked through my teacher's wardrobe, you couldn't tell whether what she made had been purchased in the department store like JCPenney or Macy's or any of the other big name department stores that we shopped at without looking at the label. If you saw a JCPenney label, then you know she bought it. If you didn't see a label at all, she made it, but you never could tell. And that's who I learned to sew from. So I learned from a very young age how to get all my corners right and my sleeves and gathering. I learned all of that from one of the best. And way before embroidery machines became a popular thing and became something that you actually saw people having at home. So I am the only quilter in my family. All of my other family members are do something totally different. My mom diamond paints. She's really, really good at it. I've got a cousin that crochets and knits. I've got a second cousin that has taken up sewing, but she is making crafts and she is making garments, things like that. She is not quilting. None of my husband's family quilts either, so this is kind of my claim to fame in the family because I am the only quilter. I like quilting because I can get my seams to lay flat, whether that means I have to rip it 5 times to figure out what I did wrong, whether that means I have to use starch or a little bit of water, steam. One way or the other, I can get everything to lay flat. And so quilting is kind of therapeutic. It is that kind of craft where I don't have to think so much about how do you do this arm seam to get it to lay right, and what happens if this person isn't the standard that the pattern was made for. I don't have to worry about any of that because, again, I am trying to get my quilts to lay flat. So that is why I love quilting. I am mostly self-taught. I have gone to quilt shows in Paducah, Kentucky, and I've attended other quilt events, and I've had instruction from local instructors as well throughout my years in quilt guilds. However, the majority of my learning with quilting is self-taught, whether that's from YouTube videos, other online trainings that are out there, a lot of them, where you can print off a PDF and you're looking at the directions and the pictures and the measurements and you're figuring all of that out. I figured a lot of it out that way. The quilt behind me is a tumbling blocks quilt, and it is made with Y seams. It's just one of the many things that I have taught myself how to do. A friend of mine had cut these tumbling blocks out before she passed away and had given me the project and basically said, here, you can handle Y seams, I can't, here, have it. So it's always kind of been near and dear to my heart. I finally completed the top in 2023, and I will get it quilted in 2024. I would like to show you what my new project is coming up that I would like to be doing on my videos. I've got 2 projects, but I'm only ready to start one. I am going to be doing Star Systems. It is an Elizabeth Hartman pattern, if you can see that. So there are multiple different colors involved, as well as a lot of different fabrics. The pattern calls for 54 fat eighths of fabric. You are doing 6 different colors per different star system in the quilt, including the star system here. And she did do their pattern on Kona Snow, which is actually, I believe she did it on Kona Snow, don't quote me. Yes, she did. So that is actually the fabric that I will be using. I do have some Kona Snow here. I have not cut my background fabric yet. I have also not cut the outside area for it. So this is the whole quilt layout. So these dark areas on the outside are supposed to be different fabrics. And I do have what I want to use for my outside fabrics. However, this quilt finishes at 80 by 80, which isn't quite the size that I wanted it to finish at, but I didn't know when I asked for the pattern for my birthday. So I may be doing some editing to the pattern and seeing if I can lay things out just a little bit differently and get in extra star systems. So instead of buying fat eighths, I did buy 1/4 yard cuts, which, if you don't know, a fat eighth is going to be 9 by half of the width of fabric, which is about 22 inches. So your fat eighth will be 9 by 22 typically. The pattern is written so that you can use layer cakes as well. So if you want to go that route, you definitely can. But a fat eighth, your typical big box fabric stores aren't going to cut that. So like Joann's or Hobby Lobby, they're not going to cut a fat eighth because they're not. So you get an eighth of a, or you get a 1/4 of a yard cut, and that is going to be 9 by width of fabric. And when you fold that in half, you have a fat eighth. So I have gotten all 54 of my fat eighths cut, and I actually went ahead and cut the full 1/4 yard cut. So just as an example, I have gorgeous, gorgeous fabrics. I do have pinks, reds, oranges, yellows, greens. So my whole layout is going to go from pink to red to orange to yellow, green, teal, blue, and purple. I do love purple. My mat is actually purple. And most of the things that you'll see me with will be purple. When I get a chance to buy something in purple, guess what? It is going to be purple. So I do want to invite you to come join my live. My first live will be this Tuesday at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. That comes out to be 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 Central, again 5 p.m. Mountain Time, and 4 p.m. Pacific Time. So I will be going live. I'll be live for about an hour. I'm not going to keep you too long. I know super long lives are hard to get used to, and especially when you're getting used to a new creator, a longer live can be kind of difficult. So I am going to go live this Tuesday, and I apologize in advance for any technical difficulties. I'm going to work through them as best as I can, but I would love to have you along for my quilting journey and be able to show you what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and how I might be able to make your life a little bit simpler. I would love to be able to help with any kind of questions you have about how to do different techniques. I do already have one video up. It is on how I make oversized flying geese. I will not be able to do that with this pattern. There are flying geese in this pattern, but I cannot do that. There was not enough extra room to cut these oversized. So I will be sewing slow to make sure that I get everything right the first time, because I don't have extra fabric for any of these color systems in order to fix a boo-boo. So we are going to work slowly and work mindfully through this project. So again, thank you so much for watching my live. Again, my name is Tammy. I am the Siberian Wind, and I want to thank you for watching this video. And please, 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 if you want to see more of my content, like and subscribe to my channel. like this video, subscribe to my channel, leave comments on this video, let me know what you think, and feel free to come join me. I would love to have you. Thanks.